Assalamu alaikum, namaste, shalom and good day. You are listening to Awaz Community Radio. And today in the studio, I'll be chatting to Claire from 4CT. Now, if you want to get in touch with us, our number is 0161 839 9817. We're on Facebook. Just type in Awaz Community Radio or tweet us at Awaz Radio 122. Our email address is awazcommunityradio@gmail.com, or check us out on our website. It's www.awazcommunityradio.com. Thank you for tuning in to Awaz Community Radio. Your host for today is Saira, and as I said, my guest today is Claire from 4CT. Hi Claire.
Hi Saira.
Thank you so much for coming in.
You're very welcome. Lovely to be here.
Right, so can you tell our listeners a little bit about 4CT? You're a charity, but who are you?
Okay, so I'm the chief exec of 4CT. 4CT is a kind of medium-sized charity, I guess. We're based over in Beswick near the Etihad Stadium. We've been going for 12 years. We run two centres over in East Manchester. We've got a community centre in Beswick, and we've got a sports and youth centre in Openshaw.
Great stuff, and I believe you're funded by the City Council like we are.
We get funding from the City Council, and we get funding from other charities and trusts, and we currently get some funding from Reaching Communities from the Big Lottery for our Get Ready for Work project as well.
And your name is 4CT. Can you explain to our listeners what that means?
Okay, our name's 4CT. When we set up 12 years ago, 4CT was formed by merging together some existing community organisations, and they covered 4 areas of East Manchester. So it was on the principle of 4 communities together was the 4CT, but we wanted something quite modern and short, so we never called it 4 communities together. We've always just called it 4CT.
Well, I agree. I think it sounds quite cool, doesn't it? Quite fresh and modern.
That was the idea. Perhaps it was fresher and more modern 12 years ago. Perhaps it needs an update now, but yeah, that was the idea.
And so can you tell our listeners about your centres and what kind of things you offer, what services you offer?
Okay, we offer a range of services both in our centres and in other venues, so everything we do doesn't all take place in our own centres, because you need to offer services where people live, so we do move about quite a bit. So at the centres themselves, let's say the Grange is the community centre in Beswick. That's largely open Monday to Friday, has a whole range of things going on there during the week. We are the base for Manchester Credit Union, so they offer their savings and loans service from the centre. We're also the base for Community Accountancy Service, which does what it says on the tin. It's an accountant's firm, but it specialises in community and voluntary organisations and provides accountancy service at a reasonable cost. And we're also the base for Twinkle Stars Day Nursery, which is a private day nursery provider. So they're there all day, Monday to Friday. And then we offer other services in the evenings as well. So we have a couple of youth clubs. On a Monday we have a girls' youth group. On a Wednesday we have a junior youth group, so that's for kind of younger children aged 8 to 12. And then on a Thursday we have a youth group for young people with disabilities.
That's great. So you've got a real emphasis on providing services for young people.
Yeah, we do quite a lot of services for children and young people, and we do quite a lot of those at other sites as well. So we have one club for children with disabilities on a Thursday at the Grange, but we run one on a Monday up at Sporting Edge, up at our Openshaw site, and then we run another 11 clubs across the city at different days of the week, and we have quite a few clubs on a Saturday, so they're set up to provide a break for families really. Children with disabilities obviously need a lot of care and support, so the Saturday morning or afternoon sessions just give parents and their siblings a break. It means they can go off and do their shopping or whatever they need to do, and the child can stay with us and kind of have some fun and a break from the family as well.
Fantastic. And how do you find delivering these services in this current climate where there's so many cuts happening and services are being cut back? How important do you think 4CT is right now to Manchester?
I think voluntary sector services across the spectrum are absolutely vital and are becoming more and more important in Manchester. Manchester City Council has a new strategic approach which is called Our Manchester, which is all about working with communities and working with residents to meet their needs rather than things being provided for them, because public sector spending cuts mean that the council can't provide everything for people. So it's really important that we work with the funding that the City Council provide us, but perhaps not be too reliant on that and look for funding from other places as well. I certainly think in terms of the short break services, which is the name that we give to the clubs for our children with disabilities, that's a statutory responsibility. Councils have to provide those services to provide breaks for those children and families, but providing it through the voluntary sector hopefully means that we're very responsive, we're very flexible, we can perhaps run that at a slightly lower cost than if it was delivered by statutory services. But those services are just so important to those families. The feedback that we get from parents is just amazing. You know, they really appreciate that small break every week and that time that they get to spend with the other siblings, and they see a growth in confidence, in skills and happiness of the children who are coming to those clubs.
So are you looking for volunteers at the moment, Claire? It sounds like what you're offering is amazing, and clearly you must need support offering them services.
Yeah, it's always great to have the help and support of volunteers. We have a junior youth club on a Wednesday night that has 2 staff and has far more children coming than we could possibly provide staff for, and we're really fortunate that we have parents who volunteer and take time out to come and help us with those clubs, so things like that. And we have 13 work clubs every week at different venues across the north of Manchester, and we really appreciate the volunteers that support us in the work clubs as well. So they'll come in and work alongside one of our staff to help people who attend work clubs do CVs, get online, use the Universal Jobs Match service, or whatever it is they need to do to help them look for work. So yeah, people can definitely get in touch with us if they're interested in volunteering, or if they want to know any more about the details of accessing any of the services as well.
Great. And just to expand what you just said about the work clubs, we actually have a work club in our centre as well, and I think that's great that you offer 13 a week. It's amazing, because I feel there's a real demand for it from the feedback we get from people accessing our work club here. And people are obviously under a lot of pressure, especially attending the job centres. So I'm really pleased to hear that you're offering the work club. It's to those listeners who are maybe not 100% familiar with what it does. Do you want to talk a little bit more about what the work club does?
Yeah, so work clubs are independent places where people can go for help and support to look for employment. So they're not attached to the job centre. People aren't mandated to attend our work clubs. They choose to come. And yeah, we'll just help them with whatever help and support they might need. Sometimes our work club can offer training courses. So we've recently done basic health and safety certificates, COSH, control of substances hazardous to health courses we've just run. Sometimes we run ESOL courses as well. So whatever it is that helps people look for work. So they're quite an informal environment. People have access to use computers and the internet, because that's an issue for some people. They might not have a computer at home. So we'll help them get onto the necessary systems, like say Universal Jobs Match. But whatever it is they need help with, sometimes people just come once and do a CV and they don't need any more help. Some people will keep coming every week to their session until they find work.
That's great. And so would you like to give your contact details to our listeners? So we found you on Twitter.
Yeah, so my Twitter handle is very straightforward. It's just at 4CT. So that's the number 4 and then C for Charlie, T for Thomas. That's my Twitter account. So there's only me who tweets on that, but I will pick up messages, and as I did with Awaz Community Radio, I'm always happy to respond. People can obviously ring our main centre. The telephone number there is 0161 230 1420. There's always somebody there Monday to Friday, from kind of 8 o'clock in the morning usually till about 6 o'clock at night. So if anybody wants to know about any of the services, how they get referred in, or how they can just access those, they can ring. We do have a website, which is www.4ct.org.uk. At the moment that's just been refreshed, so it's probably going to be out of action for a couple of weeks, but keep checking that, and we'll always get back to you as quickly as we can.
I'd like to say a huge big thank you to Claire from 4CT for coming in and promoting what amazing services the charity is offering. Thank you, Claire.
Thank you, it's been lovely to be here. Thanks again.
You've been listening to Awaz Community Radio with your host Saira. Now, if you want to get in touch with us, give us a call on 0161 839 9817. We welcome all feedback. Let us know what you thought of this show or any of the kind of shows that you want us to do. We're on Facebook. Just type in Awaz Community Radio or tweet us at Awaz Radio 122. Thank you for listening. Take care and have a great day.